Okay, we're going to try this again. So we're going to start all over again. I'm going to give it about 2 seconds to make sure we are all good to go. Okay, good. Okay, looks like we're going good this time. Looks like I might have signal. I lost the other one. It completely booted me from it, so I'm trying again. This time I'm on my phone, and hopefully we don't have this happen again. So just to start over, my name is Amy Manjarez. I am one of the educators here, and the reason that I'm one of the educators doing this pain focus group is I am the one with the chronic illness and chronic pain. I have suffered from this my entire life, and this is my passion. You guys are my people. You're the ones that I deal with on a daily basis because that's what I'm here to do. I'm going to share with you today my story and why this is my passion. But first, let me just put it out here because I'm doing it on my phone and I'm having a little trouble seeing if anyone's joining. I can't really see comments right now. So I'm setting up my iPad here in front of me. And Marla, if you are in here, I'm putting it on Messenger that if you have, notify me there. If there's any problems coming in, go ahead and tell me on there. If otherwise, I am just going to go ahead and start again. I am so sorry. I am in Colorado, and where I'm at, we're under a tornado warning, and it's been like this off and on all day. And for those of you who also probably suffer from the chronic pain type stuff, start it over. So those of you that also suffer from chronic pain and chronic illness, you know as well as I do that whenever you're having a bad pain day, it's usually because of the weather too. So we're having a really bad weather day. I am so swollen and I'm not having the best day right along with you. So we're in this together. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started. Hopefully everything is working. Are we working now? Now, Marla, I see you're back. I'm able to see some names now, so I hope that means that we're doing okay. I'm going to give you a thumbs. Tap video. No, I don't want to tap because I want to bring you in as video. All right, yay! Woohoo, it's working. Okay, I'm excited now. All right, that means we're good to go. Okay. So just so you guys know my story, so I am 43, I am a mom of 5, and I have a granddaughter, and my granddaughter I've had since day 1. So I'm really a mom of 6. We're just going to say that. I know I'm a grandma of 1, but I'm her mom. So I'm a mom of 6, and you know, most moms, their daily routine is they get up and they fix breakfast for their kids, and they play with them, and they take them to the park, and they go do fun things with them. That's not my life. That wasn't my life. I didn't get to do that. I would get up and I would open my nightstand drawer and I would start popping pills. And if you saw my previous post, that big bag of pills, that was my life. I lived with that bag. I had it all in a little pill container in my drawer. And I was on a schedule. And if I missed a schedule, I was so sick. So I had to live around my medicine cabinet, which was my nightstand drawer. And I was on so many prescriptions, at least 9 different prescriptions, and I had multiple pills out of those prescriptions that I had to take, and those were my daily ones. I had other ones that I took as well, but on a daily basis, I had at least 9 prescriptions that I took. If you have chronic illness, these should sound familiar to you. Are you on pain medication? Muscle relaxers, sleeping medication, immune suppressors, what else? Anti-itch medication, antidepressants. Oh my gosh, I mean, there's just so many. I can't even think about it right now. I just was put on a dumbed down medication, so my words are feel a little fuzzy to me right now. This is all stuff that we all experience, and it's not fair. It's not right. So I'm going to go back as to why was I put on this bag of medication, and how did somebody get to that point? Because I'm young, I would look healthy, there's no reason, you know, I'm not a druggie, I didn't do a lot of drugs, I didn't do things that would make it seem like all of a sudden I just get put on all these prescriptions. So what happened? Well, when I was 3 years old, I was first diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. And they don't know how it happened. It could have been genetic. I could have done something when I was a baby. Nobody knows. But by the time I was 8 years old, my right kidney died. So I grew up with only really one kidney, but I was sick all the time. And I was constantly having infections, and I had to miss out on so much stuff that other kids got to do. You know, I really became a good friend with books, because those were the only thing that I could have fun adventures in, because I was always sick in bed. I missed my freshman year, I missed 3 months of school because I was sick that whole time. I was always in and out of hospitals, and I was always on medications. And I remember when I was 8 years old and I was in school that I had to wear a necklace with an index card, a big old index card around my neck that my teacher had to sign off on every 2 hours with her initials to show my parents that I was going to the bathroom. How horrible is that for an 8-year-old kid? That's just awful. I was so embarrassed. I was made fun of, and it's not my fault. It was my kidney. It was nothing I could do. But you know, kids, they don't know how to take care of themselves, and all I knew is that it hurt. My body just hurt. I cried. The pain was so bad, and you know, my parents didn't know what else to do. I was in pain all the time. So what do? You take me to the doctor. What does the doctor do? They give you medication. And it just went on and on and on. And so by the time I'm an adult, there's just more and more stuff piling on, and they're just giving me more and more medication. Well, in 2001, I finally met a doctor who said, you know, enough is enough. We're taking out this kidney. And they performed a total right nephrectomy. They took out my right kidney, and for the first time in my life, I wasn't sick. I felt fantastic. I could go do things. I didn't hurt. I wasn't sick. And this lasted for about 5 years. I didn't have infections. I could get in the lake. It was amazing. Like, I at first, you know, you wake up in the hospital bed and I look down and I'm crying, oh my God, I'm Frankenstein. I have this big old, you know, scar going across my entire body. But it just, you know, I felt amazing. But it didn't last, because that wasn't really the root cause. They don't know what killed my kidney. They don't know why my kidney stopped working in the first place. And since they didn't know why my kidney stopped working, they didn't really figure out what was wrong with me. They were just treating the symptoms. So even though I felt great, it didn't get rid of the problem. So then in 2006, I was driving, and somebody here in Denver ran a red light, and he ran into me head on. And I hit the steering wheel with my head right here, and I broke the steering wheel. In doing so, I also broke my neck, and I fractured C3 and C5 vertebrae. Now, I should have been paralyzed, but I was in complete shock, and I got up and I started walking around the outside of the car, and I still remember it. It's blurry, but I remember it. And the cop came up to me and he said, well, you walking around, you look like you're fine, I'm off duty in an hour. You okay? You don't need to go to the hospital, right? You're fine. I really want to get home. And I'm in shock. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. And they called my husband, make sure, you know, can you come get her? Is she okay? My car's completely totaled, you know, so they came and got me, and, you know, I wasn't taken to the ER for about 5 or 6 hours after that. And when I was finally taken to the ER, they said that I had a broken neck, and I should not have even left the scene. I should not have been walking. That if those ligaments had snapped in any way, I would have been paralyzed, and I could have even been killed. And that right there was the second start of more problems. So here I am in this halo, couldn't move my head. That lasted for quite a while. And then about 6 months to a year later, I just started feeling really funny. So now not only do I have chronic kidney disease, where my kidney is starting to, now my other kidney is starting to act up a little bit. And, you know, I had some good years in there. But now I just don't feel right, and my hands aren't working now, and I'm dropping things all the time, and my feet aren't working, and I'm falling, and I'm tired. I'm so tired. And I think what was, I was only like 32, And I couldn't stay awake. I needed to sleep all the time. And I just didn't know what was wrong with me. And so I started seeing doctors. And I'm telling the doctors, you know, why can't I stay awake? Why am I hurting? I was getting blood in my joints. I was swelling up. And they said, well, we're going to sit you into a bunch of the tests. How many of you guys have had all those same tests? Because it must be in your head. Oh, how many of you have heard that? It's in your head. There's nothing wrong with you. So we're going to give you acupuncture. We're going to give you some biofeedback. You're just drug seeking. You just want pain medication. No, please, I don't want any more drugs. You know, they're giving you all of this stuff. And they keep telling you all this, and you're trying to explain it's not in my head, it's not in my head. But I did everything they asked. I did their acupuncture, I did their physical therapy. Okay, I'm back. Okay, somebody give me a thumbs up if you see me. Okay, cool. Okay, so, you know, I did everything that they told me to do, and they sent me to rheumatology down in Denver. I heard something called fibromyalgia, and I said no. And they said it was very common from spinal trauma. And so I was diagnosed for the first time since, you know, now I already have chronic kidney disease, but now they're saying, okay, you have this thing called fibromyalgia. Okay. And, you know, I neglected to say, because I don't think about it often, but I've already had now 1 blood transfusion in my life up to this point because of my chronic kidney disease. So that's already happened. So, you know, now you start having doctors start fighting back and forth. What caused this? Was it the car accident? Okay, so you guys, if this happens, it's just because I'm in Colorado. And it might go in and out a little bit. There's a storm outside, but I'm still here, and I'm not going to leave until I'm done telling it. So bear with me. Don't go anywhere unless you absolutely have to. I will not leave until I'm done telling the story. I will sit tight because it's not going to go away forever. It's just going to kind of go in and out until the storm is over me. Okay. You guys see me okay? Thumbs up? Are we okay? Okay, I'm going to make sure. Good? Okay. I want to make sure, am I good? Sorry. Okay, there we go. I'm like messaging Marla, asking if I'm good. Okay, so now, you know, you have the doctors arguing over what the cause of this was. So I'm like, okay, cool, I have fibromyalgia. So now what do we do? And that's when now I get started on the medication. Lyrica, not work for me. Bad. And I've heard other people have had bad experience in Lyrica. You want to talk about some side effects? That drug had a lot of side effects. Anyone else wake up at Burger King at 4 in the morning with no clothes on? I guess I did. That's what I was told. That was fun. So, you know, there's the drugs that have the side effects that I've experienced all of that personally. That was fun. So I was put on Prozac because they told me I was depressed. I said, I'm not depressed. They said, yeah, you are, because you have pain, and anybody with pain is depressed. So you're depressed. So they put that in my head. They told me I was depressed. They told me I couldn't get out of bed. I said, okay, my doctor just told me I couldn't get out of bed. My doctor just told me I was depressed. So now I'm on antidepressants. I also have anxiety. No, I don't have anxiety. Yes, you do. We're going to put you on some anti-anxiety medicine. Okay, I guess I have anxiety now. So I'm put on anxiety medicine. So then the doctor says, we need to give you sleeping medicine. Well, I don't have a problem sleeping. Yes, you have a problem sleeping. We're going to give you some sleeping medicine now. Everybody with your illness has problems sleeping. So I got put on amitriptyline, some sleeping medicine. Then I got my muscle relaxers. Then I got my pain medication. Oh, yeah, I've been put on all of them. I've had my morphines, my oxycodones, my oxycontins, had my Stadols, my hydrocodones. So when you guys talk about narcotics, yep. And, you know, I still have my days. I do. I won't lie about that. I still have my days. So, you know, that's the ultimate goal, is to get off of everything. But you don't feel bad about yourself. You can't feel bad at all about any of this because it's a learning process and your body has to adjust. So you will go through everything, but you just got to look at it saying, okay, I'm going down. And that's how I look at it. But anyway, back to it. So what else was I put on? I was put on immune suppressors. I was put on, anti-itch medicine because I was put on Neurontin. How many of you guys have had Neurontin? That's a fun one, isn't it? it makes you start itching like crazy, and the itching keeps you up at night. So, and even the sleeping medicine doesn't help when you're itching that bad. So the Neurontin gives you the hydrochloride or whatever the side effect medication for that medication is. So then you're put on that medicine. So now I have that big baggie of medicine is my life. Well, then, I'm doing that for about a year, 2 years, and now I have new symptoms starting, and the medicine's not working. It's just, I don't feel any better, but I just sleep all the time. I can't wake up. My kids are taking care of me. I'm sleeping 14, 16 hours a day, and that's not okay. That's not right. That's no life. I can't do anything. I don't want that life. I'm depressed. I'm sad. Now now I really don't want to do anything. Why live? I can't do anything. So now I go back to the doctor and I say that, this isn't working for me. Give me some strong pain medication, because I'm just going to fight through it. You give me the strong pain medication and I'm just going to get up and go. She's like, oh no, we're going to go back and do tests. So now I find out, well, I have lupus and I have Raynauds. And for those of you that don't know what those are, so lupus is where my body now is attacking itself, and my body makes too many white blood cells, and it decides that it doesn't like my kidney, doesn't like my skin, doesn't like my heart, doesn't like my lungs, whatever it is, it's going to attack itself, and it will attack. And when it attacks, man, it really attacks. And I will break out in a rash, and people will think that I'm contagious and that I have a horrible disease and they won't get near me, and I have to try and explain that it's fine. It's nothing they can catch. I'm not sick. They can't get it. It's called lupus. It's not contagious. They don't get it. I'll end up in a hospital. I've been hospitalized for 2 months before for lupus because I'm not sick from it. It's bad. It's not a fun disease to have. Your body, you can't trust your body anymore. It turns on itself. Raynauds, and that one has slowly over time had gotten worse. Raynauds is where your limbs lose circulation. So my hands and my feet and even the tip of my nose will get no blood going to them. And so I am freezing. I am so cold all the time. Living in Colorado does not help with that. So my hands will turn purple and white, and if you don't take care of it, you can lose your hands and your feet. One of the things that happens with Raynauds is it leads to diffuse scleroderma, which I also have, and that's the newest diagnosis with that. So a diffuse scleroderma is where your organs start hardening on yourself and your skin starts hardening, and so all of these kind of all lead together and accumulate, and all these diseases, unfortunately, they work against your body. They all work together, but against you. So they all interact with one another, and it's almost like, hey, the diseases are buddies and friends, and they're going out for drinks, and you're at the sidewalk that they're having the party on. But as horrible as all this sounds, and as many nights and days that I spend in bed crying in despair, there's total hope. So don't think that how horrible your life is or how bad I was feeling, and the days that I just didn't want to do anything and I didn't want to go on, and and I have 6 kids. Those are my reasons. That's the reason to go on. But even that some days wasn't enough because the pain is just too much. It's too much. And taking those drugs, it's just too much. So when I was in the hospital in 2014 for 2 months with my lupus, and I had my second blood transfusion, and I was pregnant with Banana, and it was very high risk. I was extremely sick. And they had to induce me extremely early with her because I was going to die if I didn't have her very early. My mom came home and had to live with us because I had 2 little ones. Emma was 2 and Joey was 1 at the time. So she moved in to help us, and she had brought these little bottles with her, and they were essential oils. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Mom, it's always something with you. You always have these bottles or something, or these minerals, or these magnets, or something, She always had these fads. But I was like, fine, whatever. I'm too tired, I'm too sick, I just can't fight you. You do whatever you do. But they worked. They really worked. And I thought, okay, you might be onto something this time. You might have actually found something. I'll give it to you. Let's see. So she's staying with me, and I let her use these oils. I started letting her put them in diffusers. I've never seen a diffuser before in my life. And she went to Vitamin Con, and she bought me a diffuser. And she took me to Vitamin Cottage, and she started showing me these oils. And she started getting online with me, and she's like, you know, you need this one and this one and this one. And they were working, and I started researching them, and I'm like, these are pretty cool. Now, I didn't know anything about doTERRA. I'd never heard of it, never heard of Young Living, never heard of Plant Therapy, never heard of these companies. You know, my mom was slowly introducing them to me, but I didn't think anything about ever taking anything internal or even topical. Never thought that. It was just diffusing these oils. And I was researching and seeing what they could do. Well, then, you know, I'm just living life. Like I said, I'm so depressed. I've got this new little one. I'm so tired. I can't take care of her. And I'm really getting sick. And in May, so my oilversary is actually this month right now. In May 2015, my dear friend Marla was hosting a oil class, and she invited me. And I don't even think I could go. I really don't. And I think I just said, yeah, whatever, just send me samples. I'll try it. You know, I've just been learning about these oils. And whoa, they worked. They really, really worked. And they were way, way better than the stuff I was buying at the store. And I was like, okay, I'm in. I'll buy them. And I don't know how long it took. She told me it took a while. I don't remember much about this time period, to be honest, after. I'll tell you why here in a second. But I was like, okay, I'm in. And so I bought, you know, the Family Essentials kit. I don't think I opened them. I really don't think I opened them. And I don't remember about the next month of my life. What I'm going to tell you now is all been told to me. I woke up in the hospital in June of 2015, and I had been told that I had died and that I was really, really sick, and my heart had stopped because my body had just given out. I was 41 years old, and I had a newborn baby, and that's not supposed to happen. So my kidney had finally just decided that it had had enough, and I only have the one, and it stopped working. And I was on so many pills, and I was on so much medication that I didn't know. I was so drugged up that I had no clue that I was so sick. I had so much pain medication, I couldn't feel how bad I was. I was taking so much. So I guess I was unconscious for about a week before anybody even took me to the hospital. And I was told that I was in bed, and I had blood coming from my nose and my mouth, and I hadn't had anything to eat or drink for over a week. And I had dropped the baby. I'd been walking through the house, and I dropped her, and I just kept going. I was delirious and hallucinating. I was running 107-degree fever. And I was chasing aliens and monsters with squirt guns and water bottles. That, you know, when you're running 107 fever, you're delirious, so you don't know what you're doing. I don't remember any of this at all. And they said I was septic. I had blood poisoning because my kidney had quit working, and my body, you know, was killing itself around that. And nobody knew that I was that sick. Nobody really noticed that I was that sick. You know, I guess that I was told afterwards that my family was just used to me being sick, and they didn't think anything of it, that I was in bed. And it wasn't until my mom called my daughter on Friday and said, you know, what's wrong with your mom? She hasn't answered her phone in a week, and that's not like her to not answer her phone. You know, especially with a newborn baby. You know, I'm going to try to check on the baby and go find your mom. And she said, I'm hopping on a plane and I'm coming out. And so she told my daughter, you have to call 911 and get her to the ER immediately. And they got me to the ER. And about 4 hours after I was in the ER, my mom and dad came in. My son got there, and my son doesn't live at home anymore. He's the oldest, and he was in the room. And I guess I have a memory of being in the hospital briefly, but, you know, wasn't cognitive about it. And my son's sitting in there, and me just telling him I was really cold. And that's it. And I didn't realize it was real, you know, at the time. And they said that I started seizing out, and my heart stopped. And it had just happened at the hospital. But God waited till I was there. If it had happened here at home, nobody would have noticed that I died. But as it did, it happened when I was in the hospital. And so they were able to revive me. They started my heart back up. and they were able to get me going again, and I was taken into ICU. And so it was about a week later so that I woke back up and was told what happened. And, you know, I thought, man, I'm having a great dream. I don't want to wake back up. You know, I thought it was just an amazing dream. I didn't even realize that much time had gone by or anything like that. I thought I was like asleep for like an hour. I didn't know it had been a few weeks. And when this happened, I was done. That's it. I came out of the hospital. I'm done. I had to learn how to walk again. I had to have a home nurse come. I had to be on oxygen. And I called Marla, and I said, that's it. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And we made a plan. And at that moment, I stopped all my medications except for 2. And I have been on the LLV, the deep blue poly, and a couple oils, and that's it. And now, I mean, I'm on 1 or 2 because I have a deal with my doctor that she wants me to try 1 or 2 because we're trying to stop progression on the scleroderma. We're just doing a trial for 30 days. But you know, I'm working with some great leaders that, you know, have given me some things to go back and say at the end of 30 days to say, hey, look, this is why the oils are better. But I can say now that I wake up every morning and I do not open that drawer unless I'm grabbing, you know, my chapstick, maybe a deep blue poly, my LLV, maybe a Max. I like those. I don't have a pill container anymore. I don't have to take that bag. That bag, that pill bag, that's empty. I only have that to show what I used to take. I don't have that anymore. And guess what? I run a meetup group. We go to the park every Monday from 1 to 3. I take all my kids by myself to the park, and we play every Monday afternoon at the park. I get up and make breakfast for my kids. I play with them. I get to wrestle with them on the floor. I get to do fun things with them. I didn't get to do that before. And I'm going to be teaching Bible school this summer for the 3 to 5-year-olds. That's crazy. And that is all because of doTERRA essential oils. So when I'm reading your stories, it's heartbreaking to hear some of the things, but you know what? I know there's hope. I know that you're going to be better, and I know that you're going to find relief. And maybe the deep blue rub's not the oil for you. Maybe the past tense isn't going to be the oil for you. Maybe it's going to be something you haven't tried yet. Maybe it's one that's not in the sample kit. But you know what? There's an oil that's going to help you. I know the LLV is going to help, and I know it's not in here, and we're not going to really talk about that yet. I'm not supposed to lead you, so I can't go into too much. Sorry, Marla. But there is an oil that's going to help you. And that's so great about me doing the Lifelong Vitality is I don't need to buy 100 oils and be slathering oils on 100% of the time for pain. I don't take oils for pain anymore. I take my LLV, I take my deep blue poly. On really bad days, I'm going to take a pain balm. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do that. But that's it. I use my oils for everything else in my life. And I got rid of my toxic load, but that's all I did. So, I hope I didn't lose you guys. I hope you're all still here. It's got real quiet in the room. And it's showing that I'm still going, so I hope it means I really am still going here. Alright, so I guess if there's any questions now, I can go in and see if there's any questions. Oh, okay, we're still going. Okay, cool. I was worried it's been real quiet, and I don't know if it's because of my story or if it's because I've lost connection or what. Usually, Marla will tell me if I lose connection, so. Does anyone know? Oh, okay. Yeah, prevention, absolutely, because of doing the LV. And I will tell you this. When I came out of the hospital and I was done and I said, this is it, I didn't want to quit ordering oils. I was so adamant that I was like, I need these oils, because this is what's going to get me better. And Marla put her foot down, and she said, absolutely not. I will not let you order another oil. And she wouldn't. She refused to let me order another oil. And Shannon was on that phone call, too. And she said, you are ordering the Lifelong Vitality supplements, and I will not let you order an oil until you do. And I was so mad at her, but now it worked. Oh, thank you. I bawl like a baby every single time when I tell my story. That's why I told you I'm wearing my glasses. And I'm going to have my computer sitting right here. So I didn't even need to look at it. Not once. Oh. I should have brought some Kleenex, but... Thank you. So there is hope. So if in 2 years, you know, you can go from no heartbeat to being completely, I won't say completely healthy, but I'm 180 degrees completely different from where I was. I'm not healthy by, you know, a normal person's standards, but our norms are not like everybody else's norms. So when I say, you know, to you guys that our pain scale, like my norm pain is 6 to 7, that's my norm. That to me is an awesome day. Like, yeah. Thank you, Mama. You know, that's, I can't remember who it was. I think Donna Jean said that, you know, her normal day is like a 6 to 7. And so when she has a bad day at a 10, she's so happy to get back to a 6 or 7. I understand that. I know completely what it means. So, you know, you guys, especially when I said check in if you have lupus or you have fibromyalgia, I'm right there with you. I know what that means. I know what that feels like. I know how autoimmune acts, and I know how it treats, and I know how it kills you, because it did. It tried to kill me. I don't want to let it. I told it, no way, Jose. So, but, yay. All right, well, I think the weather kind of messed with a lot of people, especially those of you here in Colorado. So if you're watching this being recorded live later, I will be checking in and out to follow up with comments, and we'll check with you guys, check in and answer questions and stuff throughout the evening. The meeting that I was supposed to go to got canceled because of the weather, so I will be home this evening to answer. Let me see, Jill. Oh, I've never heard of that. We'll have to chat. We'll have to chat later. I'd be interested in hearing that. So you have which one do you have? Which autoimmune? And there are so many autoimmune stories. And that's why I keep asking when you guys make posts on your pain. I like hearing which autoimmune you have, so I don't have to go back and try and find your other posts on there to hear. And if you don't have an autoimmune, I don't care. I'm going to help you. Oh, awesome. Yeah, you're close by. I'm in Lakewood. Oh, thank you, Karen. I told you, you and I have talked a lot. We already know, but yeah, we have a lot of similar stuff. Oh, thank you, Erin. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely the lifelong vitality supplements. You know, and we're not doing those as a sample, but we are going to talk about those a heck of a lot more, because those are what completely changed my life. Those natural supplements that you're talking about there, Jill, those definitely sound a lot like those completely. But we're going to go into those later on in the study. We just didn't want to, you know, go too much. And it's still just day 3 of the official study. And, you know, they asked me to tell my story first, and I was a little nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not supposed to lead these guys. And I didn't want to get into too much of the oils, but, you know, I want to make sure that, that you guys didn't know that just because, you know, if the deep blue doesn't work for you, the deep blue rub, don't worry, it's okay. Because it doesn't work for me either. It's okay. That's what the stuff does. You know, it's totally fine. And that's why that's why a focus group is really, really important, because we can share with each other and we can learn from each other. And, you know, the different illnesses, they can affect the different illnesses the same. So somebody else with lupus, maybe you're going to get affected the same way that I am. Maybe somebody else with fibro is going to get affected the same way I am with fibro. So anyone with scleroderma, just curious if anyone has had that. I haven't seen that yet. I've only seen the lupus and the fibro. But, yeah. All right, ladies. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take off. I do hear a little voice upstairs fussing, and I think my daughter has been doing a fantastic job keeping them upstairs. They were supposed to be gone today, but with sickness and the weather, they have been home. So if anyone else has any questions, I'll give you a couple minutes to ask, and then I will sign off. But I will be checking in on comments tonight. Yeah, at least I've stopped crying. I didn't put much makeup on today. I was like, okay, if I cry, which I knew I would, I didn't want to be like running makeup all over the face, so I think I did good there. I wish I'd brought Kleenex. I'm like, so Raynauds. But, and I'm so excited and I'm so proud of all of you for doing this because this is awesome. You guys are taking these steps to change your health and to empower yourselves and take this into your hands. And I'm so excited because it truly is life-changing. And mine's just one story. You're going to hear others. And I mean, they've changed everybody's lives. They've changed us all in different ways. I mean, I'm the pain person. I'm the chronic pain person. So you guys will have, you know, you're my peeps. Like I said, you guys, we have something in common. But everybody has stories. And Marla has a pain story too. And Jessica has a pain story too. We're all different pain stories. Yes, I know, Karen. That's why I told you I can't wait. I can't lead you, but I'm just, ooh, girl, I'm so excited. I know which one I'm waiting for you to take. And at the end of this focus group, you and I are getting together, and yep, and I'm coming up to Louisville, you betcha. So, all right, ladies. So everyone, stay warm. If you're in Colorado, please warm up, especially if you have Raynauds. You know, you'll have to keep those hands, feet warm. I'm gonna go put my gloves on right now so I can warm up. Gentle hugs to all of you. Please continue to ask questions. Use your samples. Please, honest feedback. We love it. Now you know why it's so important that if something's not working for you, please tell us. That's just as important as when it does work for you. And keep hope up because there are other things that will work. If the soil sample doesn't work, something else will. LLV, that always works. But something else will work. So, okay. Bye, guys.